I tend to identify cultural challenges on the one hand, that there are these, we live in a time with these amazing contradictions. Like on the one hand, our culture has all of these political and technological and educational opportunities and economic opportunities, and yet on the other hand, culturally, things are in such flux with globalization and the kind of pluralization of our communities, and there are deep contradictions that inhere in culture. And I think just keeping track of those things is an enormous challenge, in its own right, because that's where Christian discipleship is being lived out. But on the other hand, I do see ecclesial challenges where we have, especially I'm speaking about North American evangelical Protestantism, but we have such enormous opportunities in terms of education, in terms of the theological resources at our disposal, financial resources, things like that. And so those are so many positives, and there is so much goodness happening in the church by God's grace, because He loves the church, where people want to love Him and want to follow Him. And yet at the same time, there are all these tensions that we experience in evangelicalism too, where for all of the resources that we have, we're also deeply embedded in consumerism. And for all the theological resources that we have, we're also pretty deeply embedded in kind of an anti-intellectual culture in the church, which poses a real problem. And for all the sort of civic influence that we could have, we tend to locate that just in politics and to mirror some of the worst impulses of North American culture. So I think that these challenges, ecclesial challenges and cultural challenges, converge to make life, as it always has made life, fairly challenging, and to learn. And this is the place where we're trying to learn how to follow Jesus in the midst of this kind of tension.